All right, everyone, let's dive in. You know how we're always trying to push ourselves to learn more, right?
Always.
Well, today we're going to get into something that might just change the game when it comes to learning English.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
Okay, so we're calling this our deep dive. And what we're diving into today is the idea of actually thinking in English. I mean, not just translating from your native language to English, but actually having those thoughts pop up in your head already in English.
Right, like putting out the middleman.
Exactly. And the cool thing is we found this script for an English Learning Podcast episode. It's all about how to make that happen.
Oh, nice.
And it is packed with tips and techniques that we're going to unpack today. So, if you're listening to this, you're probably already trying to learn English. Maybe you've hit a wall with fluency, right?
Yeah, that's a super common thing.
All the words, but it's like pulling teeth to string them together in real time.
Totally. It's like your brain's trying to do too many things at once. Translate, formulate sentences, remember grammar. It's exhausting.
It really is.
Yeah.
So this podcast script we're looking at, they jump right into that problem. They actually compare it to your brain being stuck in traffic.
I like that.
Like the words are all these cars trying to get to their destination, but they're just gridlocked.
Makes total sense. And that's where this whole think in English thing comes in. It's like clearing all the traffic and letting your thoughts flow freely.
Okay, so now the big question is, how do we do it? How do we actually get to that point where we're thinking in English instead of constantly translating?
Right.
So this script, they have this idea, and it might sound way too simple, but stay with me here. They say you got to start small.
Small, like how?
They literally say, start with everyday objects, just look around you and name things in English. But here's the catch. Don't translate it in your head.
Interesting.
You see a chair, right? Instead of thinking, okay, that's a chair in my language, and the English word for that is chair, just think chair directly.
I see what they're getting at, I think. So like instead of going through this whole mental translation process, you're directly connecting the image of the chair with the English word chair.
Bingo. And the script, they give all these examples like phone, table, tree, window, things you see all the time.
It's like building a new vocabulary, but on a deeper level.
Right. It's like you're hacking your brain to think in English.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I bet the more you do it, the easier it gets. Like any habit, the neural pathways in your brain start to solidify.
Totally. It's like with anything else you learn, the more you practice, the less you have to think about it.
And eventually it just becomes second nature.
Okay, so we've labeled all the furniture in our house in English. Now what?
Well, the podcast scripts, they say the next step is short sentences.
Okay, so like full-on sentences.
Yep, but keep it simple. They have this example that I actually love. It's, I'm getting out of bed. I need to brush my teeth.
I mean, who doesn't do that every day?
Right, it's relatable. And it gets you thinking in English about those everyday actions.
Like you're narrating your life in English.
Exactly. And you can totally personalize it.
Yeah.
What are some other things you do in the morning,
I am making coffee.
There you go. Or I am opening the window. I am checking my phone. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
So basically, we're just tricking our brains into using English more and more until it becomes automatic.
I think that's a pretty good way to put it.
And imagine like down the line, you're not fumbling for words. You're not getting stuck in translation land.
Yeah.
You're just thinking and speaking in English naturally.
I mean, wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be a game changer for sure.
Totally. And it's not just about speaking faster. It's about being able to express yourself more clearly and confidently.
Absolutely. Because you're not getting bogged down by all that mental gymnastics.
Exactly. Your thoughts can flow freely and you can really connect with people on a deeper level.
So for everyone listening out there, if you're serious about taking your English to the next level, this think in English thing, it's worth a shot.
It really is. Start small, be consistent, and see what happens. You might be surprised at how much progress you make.
And you know what? While we're on this topic of thinking in a certain way, it makes me wonder, could we apply this to other areas of our lives too?
Ooh, that's an interesting thought.
Like, what if we could learn to think in music or think in code? Would that unlock a whole new level of understanding and fluency?
I mean, it's definitely something to think about, right? Maybe the key to mastering any skill is learning to think in its language.
That's a pretty mind-blowing idea to leave everyone with. So until next time, keep those brains buzzing.
Happy thinking, everyone.
See you on the next deep dive.
Bye.
See you.